Well, hello there, and welcome back to Good in the Middle Way. I'm your host, Rob, and I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome back. Today I'd like to talk about peace and unity and how we can cultivate a more compassionate energy that I think will help the world through all of our spiritual practices by practicing a bit of tolerance, as well as highlighting what is similar between us instead of what's different. I've borrowed quotes today from all the major world religions, as well as His Holiness the Dalai Lama, as a means to sort of bring us together and build some more harmony. There seems to be so much chaos and disharmony going on in the world that I feel that this week it's a good practice to be mindful of. And you see, regardless of your spiritual background and upbringing or your religion of choice now, we're all manifest under the great banner of the sky. Same sky, same world, same right to be here. And I feel that there's already enough space for everyone, and yet in our minds, or you'll see throughout social media or articles, people feel like there's not enough space, yet there quite literally is enough space for all of us to exist and have our thoughts and minds and find like-minded people and live in harmony. And I feel that certain groups have taken away and become more and more divisive, especially here in the United States. And I hate to see it, to be honest with you. I really hate to see it. One, because I like to promote peace and harmony, but also it just seems very archaic when there's so many wonderful things about everybody in the world and all these different cultures. And so I thought today we could bring a little bit of that together. Now, in terms of Buddhism and the middle way, His Holiness the Dalai Lama simplified it as, my religion is very simple, my religion is kindness. That is the main focus here. I feel that all major world religions that I've ever heard about, they emphasize kindness, love, compassion, forgiveness. And so that is the major message that is between all of them. As His Holiness also said, all major religious traditions carry basically the same message: love, compassion, and forgiveness. And so how do we connect all this? First would be through education, and then the next would be through mindfulness. By being mindful of our negative emotions and transforming them into more positive ones. I know that each religion has its own methods of achievement for that, yet they all say it. It's transforming negative emotions, not acting out on negative emotions, and to treat others as you'd like to be treated. Now, also, how do we get to this education? Well, starting here, is a good place to start. But the web is, of course, wonderful, and I would encourage anyone to look at their local communities to see who else is around and see, do they have a lunch? Do they have a service? I'm sure someone would be very happy to talk to you and to show you the good things that they have to offer. People are not sat there plotting and, talking about you when they don't even know your name. They really, people have seemed to got this idea in their head that they are hated before even being known. And I think it's a very hurtful practice, actually, a hurtful mental state. So getting proper education about each religion, I think, is really important here, and to stay curious. And you see, His Holiness talks about in his book, Beyond Religion, about secular ethics, and how for humanity, we will need that to continue to survive. We need secular ethics. We need to be able to show each other compassion and remain honoring their dignity and coming together as the human race, as one species. And His Holiness uses an example of water versus tea. This is a very popular analogy he uses, where secular ethics is the water essential for life, where religion is the tea. It may appeal to some, but not to all, as a flavoring. So thanks for bearing with me. I think that is really well said. I'm sure many other great spiritual leaders have said it in their own way. And that's why I, took some quotes and took some time to educate myself, because I really want to highlight what is similar between us all here, and how the middle way also promotes a wonderful tolerance, as well as these other religions. There's a wonderful tolerance about them, where if you stay in love and you stay in compassion, it really fosters and cultivates this wonderful thing. Human love is, what got us here in the first place. We wouldn't exist in this world as we do without love from our mothers, love as a community, and to make that next generation better and to go forward. And you see, one other note I'm thinking of sharing today is about interdependence, which is a really big topic in Buddhism. It gets talked about in several ways, but I would like to point out to you how everything is interconnected. Everything, you did not likely build the house or the chair that you're sitting in. The food you ate today, most of us have not grown ourselves, and it was delivered by somebody who you don't know the name of, in a store in a building that was produced by countless hands have, been in this process just to get the food on your plate or the materials for your house. And even if you were some homesteader doing so many things yourself, then you didn't grow that tree. You didn't move those rocks in position to then move them, as a foundation for your house. And by illustrating this, we can really soften ourselves and in our minds and start to, oh, wait a minute. Everything that I am is because of others. Everything that I enjoy and has come together with these causes and conditions in this moment that I get to enjoy it is by the work of so many. And that is one thing that Buddhism wants you to realize and keep mindfully in your mind every day, to have that appreciation and that gratitude, because those will also generate good feelings in you, and you'll appreciate your community, which will then reciprocate those feelings, and it compounds, and like a crescendo, it'll just keep building if you practice it. So I'm going to tell you the quotes. I have one from Christianity here that says, "Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." Matthew 5-44. In Islam, "To you your religion and to me mine." The Quran 109-6. In Hinduism, "Truth is one, the wise call it by many names." That is in the Rig Veda 1.164.46. Another one from the Mahabharata: "This is the sum of duty. Do not do unto others what you would cause..." This is the sum of duty. Do not do to others what would cause pain if done to you. In Judaism, "The stranger who resides with you shall be to you as one of your citizens. You shall love them as yourself." Leviticus 19-34. Sikhism, "No one is my enemy. No one is my stranger. I get along with everyone." Guru Granth Sahib. And two from Buddhism: "Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule." The Dhammapada 1-5. And "As a mother would risk her life to protect her only child, even so should one cultivate a boundless love towards all beings." In the Metta Sutta. I chose these numbers at random just to, as they relate to the point here. There's enough room for all of us. And in our minds, there's certainly enough room for everything that we believe and are witnessing. And there's room for us to practice together, honor each other, break bread together, and feast. And I think that practicing tolerance will really open you up and open up your mind as you come to learn more about one another, the same way that I love to learn about all of you and enjoy the world and its ideas and its foods and culture. So we need more tolerance. We need to, at the very least, maintain compassion for each other with some dignity for humanity. Otherwise, wars will keep growing and continue, and more divisiveness over things that are not true and don't actually exist. As we were talking recently about the self, but as well as, certain ideas of superiority and, these contests of who's better at this and that, and, it doesn't help. And human beings got to 2026 and however many years we've existed by helping one another. And that is what's so important. So with that, the middle way is a religion of kindness. And to show kindness to one another is truly to give a gift, as we've all been shown kindness by people we don't know at some point. And so, thank you so much for joining. I will put a link below for Beyond Religion if you want to read His Holiness's work on secular ethics, as well as if you'd like to drop a like, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. No pressure, it just helps other people join us on the journey. As always, we'll end with peace in and peace out. Thank you so much, and I wish you a very pleasant week.